Thank you very much, Sir Gerard, for that very warm introduction. Firstly, allow me to thank the organizers, the Southeast Asian Ministers of Education Organization, Regional Center for Archaeology and Fine Arts, for this very warm invitation sent to my office a month ago. As soon as I actually received the invitation, I never said no. Well, because I told myself that it's again another big opportunity for me to share the gift of leadership. You know, leadership, ladies and gentlemen, is a blessing. And since it is a blessing, we are bound to share this blessing to others. Do you agree with me on that? Yes. Well, thank you very much. To the participants, to the Secretariat, fellow workers in the government, fellow builders of your nations and the world, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Good morning. Can you give yourselves a big round of applause? Firstly, allow me to introduce myself, of course. I am Jojan Paul Peñol, but you can simply call me JP for short. I'm currently the Commissioner of the National Youth Commission, and I've been working in the Commission in the past 3 months, for the past 3 months. And I'm leading the Committee on Employment, the Committee on Education, and the Committee on Local Government. Well, way back before I was appointed, I actually worked in the local government. I used to immerse myself in the local government. Since the Philippines is a democratic country and the government is decentralized, we used to work at the grassroots, at the smallest units of our government, the barangays. I started there as SK chairperson. SK, or the Sangguniang Kabataan, also known as the Youth Council in the Philippines. I started there when I was 15 years old. I was elected as SK chairperson and aiming to bring the name of the youth in the municipal level. I told myself that I will run for a higher level of governance. Way back then, I ran for Municipal Federation Presidency. But then again, brothers and sisters, builders of this nation, I lost. I lost my bid for election. But I told myself that a loss in the elections would never hinder me to continue serving my people. For the past 2 years, while being the Youth Council, amidst being the youngest member, modesty aside, we authored the most number of ordinances and resolutions. It would only say that age is not a requirement. No matter who you are, how young you are, for as long as you do something great for your country, it matters. And when I was 18 years old, who among of you are 18 years old? Please raise your hand. Oh, they're really shy to tell that they're 17. Okay, when I was 18 years old, way back when I was second year college, studying Bachelor of Science in Nursing before shifting to the Bachelor of Arts in Political Science, there's actually a lot of young people marching to our house. And this batch of young people did not mean to protest, but this group of young people urged me to run for a higher post. Hundreds of them showed me these thousands of signatures, urging me to run for a higher government position, which is a local legislator in the municipal level. And so when I was 18, although I was an independent candidate, I didn't have any political affiliation, I didn't have enough machinery, and I was not a member, and I'm not a member of a political family. I was the first one in the family to run for politics. And so many would say that I will not win. Many would discourage me that, JP, you're still young. You are not equipped for that position. But I told myself I should not give up and I should think positive. Back then, brothers and sisters, builders of this nation, I proved them wrong. I won as the #1 councilor in the municipality of Babi amidst being an independent candidate. If your heart has sincere thoughts, if your heart has sincere doings for the country, surely you will succeed. When I was at the municipal council, ladies and gentlemen, again, many would discourage me that, JP, you're not equipped for that position. I told myself, it is not a position, but a commitment to serve the country. And so when I was there, again, I proved them wrong. Modesty aside, I passed the most number of ordinances, resolutions in the municipal council. I was 18 years old. Those people with me in the municipal council were 66 years old, 72 years old. They were like 4 times my age. Goodness. But they have done nothing. Well, because they're products of political families there in the Philippines. That after one member of the family, after the term of a member of the family, they used to have this inheritance of political position. And so, again, I told myself not to give up. At the end of the term, was given a chance and was recognized by the late Secretary of the Department of Interior and Local Government, Jesse Robredo, a hero in the Philippines, as the youngest elected municipal councilor with the most number of accomplishments. Because of that, brothers and sisters, builders of your nations and the world, I was given the chance to run for vice mayor in our town. Again, I lost for 127 votes only. I lost to a son of a former mayor, and that's quite normal. And so I told myself again not to give up, that the loss in the elections would never hinder me to stop serving my people and the government. 2 days after I finished my term as councilor, because I lost the elections, I was appointed as Chief of Staff of the House of Representatives in Quezon City under the office of Congressman Cory, the 2nd District of Ilo-ilo in the Philippines, of course. I worked there for 10 months. And for 10 months, I have seen the processes in the government. And I would like to reform these processes, especially for the youth. I graduated last March. After that graduation, it came to my surprise that while watching television, I saw myself. I saw my name at the television, announcing that President Aquino of the Philippines appointed me as Commissioner of the National Youth Commission at age 22. And I told myself, if you do not give up, bigger chance is that you'll get a better opportunity. If it is not for you, it is really not for you. And therefore, something better, something bigger, something bolder awaits you. I hope that's also applicable in your life. And so that's my story. I hope to hear yours also. Allow me today to greet all of you a Happy Youth Day. Can you greet everyone Happy Youth Day? Again, Happy Youth Day.
Happy Youth Day.
Yes, Happy Youth Day. Can you raise your right hand? And please tap the person at your right and say, "This is our day."
This is our day.
Okay. Then raise your left hand. Then tap the shoulder of the person at your left and say, "We will change and we will make the future."
We will change and we will make the future.
Okay, at this juncture, can you give yourselves another big round of applause? Yes, this is it. Happy Youth Day, everyone. Because every day is your day. And every day is our day. Because we create our country's and our world's future every day. Every day, we fulfill our dreams in life. And while we fulfill our dreams in life, we are also fulfilling our dreams for our family and for our country. Every day is our day. What we do today will definitely reflect what kind of future we will have tomorrow. What we do today will definitely be a mirror image of what we want to see for ourselves tomorrow. And so, as early as now, you have to plan and you have to reflect on what you want to see for the future. We should invest our time creating our future, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, builders of this nation, because this is where we will spend the rest of our lives, our future. And so today, allow me to share with you the topic, concepts and facets of leadership. In other words, we will be trimming it down to a simpler task, to a simpler topic known as, and it will answer the question, what makes a leader? I guess all of you know what makes a leader. And I hope that we will make this talk interactive as possible. And while I am talking, I usually ask questions around. Okay, right now I'd like to ask, what makes a leader? I'd like to ask one participant. Here, please introduce your name again and from what country.
Hi, I'm Hong Kai from Malaysia. Yeah. So, what makes a leader? I guess dedication to making a change. So, for me, leader has different styles. So it doesn't really matter how you bring together a team, but most importantly, you should implement the change that you speak of, and probably that's the gist of it.
Okay, thank you very much. A big hand for him, please. That's true. Because leadership is not a position, again. Leadership is commitment. And while you have that commitment, you must walk your talk. Talking is not enough, but doing what you talk is all that matters. Today, allow me also to share with you some portions of the book I wrote when I was 18 years old. The title is Leadership Next, a guide for emerging leaders of the next generation. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to bring a lot of copies today, but this is the book. When I was 18 years old, I wrote this book, and it was sold out already. I launched the book at the 12th International Youth Day celebration in the Philippines. And on that day, 4,000 books were sold. And I told myself, what makes this book different? I usually ask, this book is just an ordinary book. But what makes it different? Some people will tell me, JP, that's extraordinary. And I told them, what makes it extraordinary? And so I asked, what's the difference between ordinary and extraordinary? The simple answer is that the word extra. You should not be contented of what you can do, but you should explore more. You should explore and discover for yourself what more can you do. And that's the best way. And I told myself, as soon as I die, I know I already left something. And that something is that book. And I hope that book will light the candle of others and will share that light with others also. And so let me share chapter 1 of the book. And it says, nothing can be accomplished unless you take the first step. What if I'll just stand here and do nothing? Nothing will happen. But I'll stand here and speak to all of you and share my experiences. That would be a better option. Like in your love life. Like, for example, you love that certain girl, but you'll just stand at the corner. Will that girl recognize you? No. Well, unless you're really that handsome or very humorous. But if you just stand there at the corner, nothing will happen. So what will you do to ask the hand of that girl? You approach that girl and tell her that you like her. That's the first thing to do. And it's applicable to our daily lives. According to Lao Tzu, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And how to begin? Number one, do not wait until the situation is perfect. Because nothing is perfect. See, if you wait for the perfect time, you could not start doing anything. Secondly, do not wait until other people agree with you. Although you will have an unpopular remark or unpopular decision, but you think that your idea, your decision would benefit a lot of people, then go for it. Push for that. Do not wait until other people will agree with you. And lastly, do not wait until your skill is good. Our life will always be a learning process. Our life will always be under construction. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, builders of your nations and the world. We learn to improve every day. And that's how we practice. Among these three, I would like to ask somebody from this table, what is the common denominator of these three tips? Do not wait until the situation is perfect. Do not wait until other people agree with you. And do not wait until your skill is good. What is the common denominator?
The phrase, do not wait.
Do not wait. That's right. Can you give her a big hand? Yes, do not wait. Because let us always remember that the best time to start is now. Not later, not tomorrow, but now. If not us, who? If not now, when? We should start doing our part now, before it's too late. Chapter 2 says, the word cannot can never be found in a successful man's dictionary. Mark 9, verse 22 says, everything is possible for him who believes. All you need to do is to believe in yourself. Like, for instance, this bumblebee. This bumblebee, if you have to look at it, its size, its mass, in relative to his wings, it would tell the bumblebee that he couldn't fly at all. But good thing, no one told the bumblebee that he couldn't fly. Until now, all bumblebees are flying high with pride. And what's the lesson in this, ladies and gentlemen, is that you must learn to believe in yourself. You believe in yourself. And the root word is be you. Be true to yourself. Be honest in all and everything that you will do. Be yourself. No pretensions. Because if you don't pretend to be someone you know how to do something but you cannot, you will just end up disappointed. Again, you believe in yourself, be true to yourself. Another one is that you must learn how to think positive in life. Along the way, like what I said, you will encounter a lot of problems and obstacles in life. And some other people would tell you that you cannot do this, you cannot do that. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your back. Achieve that dream. Then take a U-turn. Then go back to that person and tell him he's wrong. You can always do everything if you think positive in life. What more? You must learn, ladies and gentlemen, to visualize your dream. And according to this motivational speaker named Joel Barker, he said, vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just passes the time. But action with vision can change the world. Let's go back. Vision without action is merely a dream. Yes, you dream big, because dreaming is for free. But you all end up dreaming and dreaming without taking any action. It will remain as a dream. Action without vision is a waste of time. Like for example, I wanted to become a doctor. But then again, what I do is just play computer games. Will I become a doctor? It's wasting my time. But action with vision can change the world. Yes, you dream big, again, because it's free. But how shall we achieve that dream? Remember, please wake up. Wake up and achieve that dream. Action with vision can change the world. Like for instance, I will give this man from the Philippines, Brent, a big cake for his birthday. Do you think Brent could finish eating the birthday cake all in once? Do you think? No. So what will Brent do in order for him to finish eating the entire cake? What will Brent do? Aside from taking one bite at a time, you slice it first. Yes, you slice it. If you have big dreams in life, like for example, you wanted to become a doctor. It's not on a snap of a finger that you will become a doctor. Being a doctor is a big dream. What will you do? You slice this big dream into smaller dreams. Then you achieve these smaller dreams one by one. By achieving these small dreams one by one, sooner or later, you have already achieved that big dream. What did I mean, ladies and gentlemen? If you want to become a doctor, first, you have to enroll in a preschool. You have to graduate on a preschool. That's the first dream. Your second dream is to enroll in an elementary school, then graduate in an elementary school. You enroll in a secondary or a high school. You graduate high school. You enroll in a college, in a university. You will graduate in college. Will it make you a doctor? Not yet. You will take the medical exam, entrance exam. Then you will enroll in medicine. Will it make you a doctor? Not yet. You graduate medicine. Will it make you a doctor? Not yet. You have to review and you have to pass the board exam. Will it make you a doctor? Yes. But will it make you the best doctor? Not yet. You have to still enroll for some trainings and specializations in order for you to become the best doctor. Like what I said, this big dream must be sliced into smaller dreams. You achieve these smaller dreams one by one. Sooner or later, you will achieve that big dream. What more can we do aside from slicing the cake? We should share the cake with others. We should learn to share it with others, especially to people who has the same passion as yours. If I want to become a doctor, then Brent wants to become a doctor. Then Brent and I will go to medicine school together. Then we will fulfill the dream set forth for us. It would be easier for us to achieve that dream if you have someone with you who has the same passion as you do. Again, you take one bite at a time. What more can we do? It's not a solar system, ladies and gentlemen. As leaders, we must learn to go out of our comfort zones. We must learn to take risks. Because men who succeed best are those who take risks by standing on their own convictions. Like this quotation, the ship is very safe at the harbor, but it is not what the ship is built for. The ship was built to sail the oceans. to deliver the goods to other countries. But along the way, the ship will encounter waves of problems. But what is more important is that you do not give up. And you give solutions to that problems that beset you. If we go out of our comfort zones, we will achieve something bigger. Because everything that is great happens outside our comfort zones. Always remember that. Expect a hard way ahead. Our life again is always under construction. And along our way, we will continue to suffer problems. But always remember, these problems will make you better persons. Like in a song, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's my foundation in life. When I was in politics, I received a lot of death threats. When I was in politics, I was stabbed twice at the back. But I didn't give up. I'm still here standing in front of you. It's that positivity, the culture of positivity, the optimism, which makes your life run to its fullest. Expect a hard way ahead, but always remember that in every problem, there is always a solution to that problem. And I would like to quote this great leader from the United Kingdom, Winston Churchill, and he said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm." And again, we should persist from failure. Like this great man, former President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, and he said, "All successful people have failed before becoming successful. For all you know, ladies and gentlemen, Abraham Lincoln ran for mayor. He lost. He ran for congressman. He lost. He ran for senate. He lost. He ran for vice president. He lost. But when he ran for president, he won." These losses will always make us stronger persons. And nonetheless, Abraham Lincoln, like all of us, can all be great leaders in life. For as long as we do not give up. Because again, giving up is not an option. It's a matter of choice. Let me share with you this simple success story of mine. What is the formula for success? 2 words. Good decisions. But how can we get good decisions in life? 1 word. Experience. If we have experiences in life, that would aid us to choose good decisions. But the question is, how can we get experience? Because experience is the best teacher. 2 words again. Bad decisions. Those mistakes that we did in the past, we should not lean on it, but we should learn from it. If we have bad decisions in the past, we must all learn from it. Convert it to our experience. And this will guide us in choosing what is right from what is wrong. If we do this, all of us, ladies and gentlemen, builders of your own nations and the world, all of us can be great leaders. It is only up for us to know, to discover that we are leaders. And always remember that age will never be a requirement. No matter how young you are, or as long as you have a sincere heart, again, you will do something great. I would like to share with you this simple success story of a good friend of mine in the Philippines. His name is Kes Valdez, 13 years old, and is a winner of the International Children's Peace Prize. And here is his story.
My name is Kes. I am 13 years old. I live in Cavite, the Philippines. And this is my story.
Sabi ko po ako po ay naninirahan sa kadiliman dahil po ito po yung pagkasunog ko po nun po. Tapos po yung mga masakit po pag yung mga pagbubugbog po, yung
Kes is only 4 years old when he has no other choice than to run away from his abusive home. Like many other street children, he tries to survive at the dump site. The conditions are horrible. Day and night he is exposed to danger. Kes falls in a pile of burning tires at the dump site and is severely wounded. Reaching out for help, there is only one man who cares, Mr. Harding. He takes care of Kes and becomes his guardian. At the age of 7, celebrating his birthday for the very first time, he does something special. Instead of asking for gifts himself, Kes decides to give gifts to the children still living on the street, and thus started his gifts of hope.
Wala po akong perang ibigay. Meron po akong pagmamahal na pwede po bahagi po sa ibang tao.
Dozens of volunteers have joined his organization championing community children. Kes does a lot more for street children. He educates them about personal hygiene, explains them their rights, and takes care of their wounds. But above all, he gives them hope. He has already helped over 10,000 street children. To thousands of children, Kes is a great inspiration. He is an inexhaustible source of hope. He is their hero. That is why he is the rightful winner of the International Children's Peace Prize 2012.
These young people show the incredible resilience in the human spirit. And I congratulate this year's winner.
Can we give Kes a big round of applause? Kes was very young when I met him. I met him when he was 12 years old. I used to mentor this young kid. I used to tell him stories, and I used to converse with him almost every day. I believe that's return of investment. This is the return of my investment. The greatest task of a leader is not to produce more followers, but to produce more leaders. And the best thing that I felt is that it is the best thing if you produce more leaders, more people better than you. That's the greatest accomplishment of a leader. And I guess the best way to do it is to get involved and to lead by example. Because if you get involved and lead by example, you can do great things. You should not remain just by talking and talking, but you must participate. You cannot blame the government if you yourself did not participate in any way to save the government. And I would like to quote former United States President John F. Kennedy. He said, "Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country." Let us not wait that the country will be needing us. We should volunteer every day. We should volunteer ourselves to do something great every day. Again, all of us must participate. What about this number, ladies and gentlemen? 21. Who among of you here are below 21? Raise your hands. Okay, there's still a lot of them. Okay, down. The world has a very young population, and half of the world population is below 21. Like in the classroom, majority always wins. If that's the case, if young people dominate the population, we decide our world's future. We decide what will happen to us, because we will be leading the world tomorrow. I firmly believe that if we give our youth and children better life now, we give the world a better tomorrow. And what is the best way that we could give our youth and children better life now is by providing them with accurate, accessible education. And I would like to quote again, former President of the Philippines, Ramon Magsaysay. He said, "Education is the best equalizer in life. That those who have less in life should have the best opportunity in life. Like a cliche, education will always be the key to success. And Nelson Mandela adds that education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. If we are educated, we will never be ignorant. These statistics, out of 10 preschool children, only 9 will enroll in grade 1. Only 6 will enter high school. Only 4 will finish high school. Only 2 will graduate college. And only 1 will get a job. So if you are here, brothers and sisters, still studying, have already graduated, or is now working, give yourselves a big round of applause. Because as leaders, our best competitor is not others, but ourselves. It is only us who could control our future. No one else but us. If we do this, again, we all can be great leaders in our own respective communities and in everything that we do. All of us can be great leaders. Before I end, allow me to share with you this story of a rich man who owns a swimming pool. And that rich man said, "Who among of you here would like to swim in this swimming pool?" Everybody was raising their hands. And the rich man said, "Those who could finish swimming the swimming pool, I will give them the opportunity to choose from among 3 prizes. The first prize, $10 million US. The second prize, 10,000 hectares of land. And the third prize is you will have the chance to marry my daughter." That's what the rich man said. And so everybody was raising their hands. And the rich man said, "No, our swimming pool is equipped with a lot of animals. We have piranhas, we have crocodiles, we have snakes, and we have rats. Now, who among of you would like to swim in this swimming pool?" No one else raised their hands. And so the rich man said, "Since no one of you are interested, I'd rather turn my back." Because no one is interested. When the man turned his back, another man jumped the swimming pool. Everybody was cheering. And that man finished the end of the swimming pool. And so the rich man said, "What will you choose? $10 million US, 10,000 hectares of land, or you will marry my daughter?" The man said, "Sir, before I answer that question, I would like to ask, who pushed me to the swimming pool?" That as simple as that. The man did not want to swim in that swimming pool. He was just pushed, but swam that swimming pool, finished swimming that swimming pool, and achieved bigger heights. What did I say? You push yourselves to the limits. And some others, it's really hard to push ourselves. That is why we need others to push us. This one, and a good ball player. A good ball player always thinks of the name in front, not at the back. If you're a good ball player, you tend to look for the name in front of your jersey. That is your organization, not yourself only. If you tend to look at yourself only, you will achieve smaller. But if you achieve what is the name in front, you will achieve something bigger. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all make and start a new revolution. And let us always remember that change will start from youth. That the change will start from ourselves. No one else but us. Change will start from our youth. I would like you to share with you this song, but since it's already time, allow me to reiterate that we should not just think of ourselves. It is high time that we think of what is best for all of us. Of not what I can do, but what we can do in life. And so at this juncture, I would like to encourage all of you to do your part. Let's do our part together, and together we will change the future. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Good morning. You can also reach me through my social media. Maraming salamat.